Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
I always get a little kick out of saying that.
It's catchy.
It is. So today we're diving into something. Well, it's bizarre, it's intriguing, and it honestly sounds like the setup for a joke.
Oh.
The Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist.
Oh, yes. Now that's a story that really captures the imagination.
It does. And it got even more interesting when I saw, a Reddit thread where somebody called it the most Canadian crime ever.
I think I saw that one. There were some pretty funny comments in there.
There were, and that's
Yeah.
part of what got me hooked. I mean, we're not talking about a couple of kids swiping syrup bottles from the grocery store.
No,
This
no.
is a major operation.
Major is an understatement. We're talking about $18 million worth of stolen maple syrup.
Exactly. It's considered one of the biggest heists in Canadian history.
It is.
But what makes it so Canadian? What's the Canadian angle beyond just the syrup itself?
Well, I think the syrup itself is a big part of it. Maple syrup is so deeply ingrained in Canada's cultural identity.
Right.
It's part of their economy, their history. It's practically a national symbol.
That's a good point. And I've also heard people say that even the nature of the crime itself, the fact that it was surprisingly nonviolent,
Right.
kind of plays into those stereotypes we have about Canadians being polite and peace-loving.
Exactly. It subverts the expectations of a typical heist story.
It does. But we can't forget that it still took a lot of planning and audacity. I mean, these thieves managed to infiltrate a huge warehouse,
Oh, yeah, a massive operation.
siphon off all that syrup, and then, get this, they replaced it with water to try and avoid getting caught immediately.
Now that's thinking on your feet.
Right. It's genius and kind of hilarious at the same time.
It's certainly creative.
But logistically speaking, how do you even move that much syrup? We're talking about enough to probably supply every Waffle House in North America for a year. Do they use trucks, trains? Do they build a secret underground maple pipeline?
Well, the details of that are still a bit of a mystery, which just adds to the intrigue.
It does.
I mean, to transport and then sell that much stolen goods, it implies a level of organization that's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, no kidding. And you know what else is wild? This whole saga has been turned into a series on Prime Video,
I've heard of that.
with Jamie Lee Curtis, no less.
Oh, wow.
It's just crazy to think that something so strange and so Canadian has become part of pop culture.
It really shows how these real-life events can capture people's imaginations. These heists and true crime stories, they often blur the lines between right and wrong.
They do, and it makes you think. The Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist is such a perfect example of truth being stranger than fiction.
Couldn't agree more.
It's a good reminder that even amidst all the serious stuff happening in the world, sometimes it's the most unexpected stories that really grab our attention and make us think.
Absolutely. And it leaves us with a fun question to ponder. What other uniquely national crimes might be out there?
Ooh, I like that.
Could there be a great British tea heist? Or a daring Italian olive oil caper? The possibilities are endless. Who knows what fascinating stories are waiting to be uncovered all around the world?
That's a great point to end on, I think. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And to everyone listening, stay curious and keep exploring.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what bizarre and fascinating stories you might stumble upon.
Happy sleething, host speaker.